Hey, this is Mad Matt from Budget Boosting. Today we're going to talk about Project 87 Buick Regal T-Type Limited and where we're at with it. Well, right now, as you can see, she's turbocharged with the T66, custom external wastegate, manual boost controller, and it still has the 231 cubic inch or 3.8 V6. Now, if you've seen our other video when we were tearing down a 4.1 V6, we were showing the future engine of this car. That 4.1 engine is almost done right now. It started out as a 4.1 252 cubic inch Buick V6, and they put them in like 84 Buick Regals. And this engine is a stroker. So basically, when it's all said and done, this 4.1 Buick is going to be almost a 4.6 and have over 274 cubic inches compared to 231 here. So basically, the engine coming in here is going to be a 274 inch stroker. And I figure since I'm getting so much more engine, I'm going to upgrade my turbocharger too. So we're going to walk back here and look at the future turbocharger and header setup for Project 87 Buick Monster. Okay, the new turbocharger is going to go in here is this new T76 T4 turbocharger. And you can kind of look at it. It means business. Next to it's a T70, which still has a T3 flange. You can compare the two, just for fun. T70, T76. Follow the little red ball. Okay. Alright. And at the back of this T76 is going to be this custom 3.5 inch downpipe. And this will lead to my custom side pipe exhaust. You can see the sleeper side pipe exhaust down there. But this is going to be coming from the turbo. Just like you can compare it to the one I have now. It's much bigger. And this turbo setup is good for around 900 horsepower and some change. But with the stroker engine, I predict it's going to be closer to 1,000 horsepower and a lot of torque. Now here's what one of the sides of the turbo header looks like. Now, see the T4 turbo flange, which bolts to the T4 flange right here. T4 flange to T4 on the turbo header. Then it has this external wastegate that regulates the boost. So when the turbo reaches its optimum boost, it's going to open this wastegate right out to the atmosphere. It's going to make a nice little wow, big open sound when the turbo reaches its high boost. And this is all going to go on my 274 inch Buick stroker engine. This is the crossover pipe, which brings the two sets of 3 cylinders together, so you'll have 6 going into one by way of the crossover pipe. This is the other set of the header that goes on the driver's side. Crossover pipe, which will join over to here when it's all done. So this will be passenger side, if it will stand up, which I doubt. You get the idea. Passenger side, and it's going to join and go to the other side by way of these pipes. So basically 6 will go to 1 with the way these headers are designed. And put the header back over here. Comes with all the flanges and stuff I need. And then I'm going to incorporate an electric boost controller. It's a G-Ready Profect B Spec 2. This is one of the best boost controllers I ever used when I had my Skyline GTR in Japan. And I'm going to run it on the Buick instead of this, regular variable boost controller, which is mechanical. This is going to be in the cockpit. And I'm going to take this off. It's going to be replaced by a vacuum solenoid. This vacuum solenoid, you probably can't see it very well, but that's going to go in this one's place, and the electric controller is going to be in the cockpit, so I can set low boost, high boost, or off, which will be whatever the wastegate spring dictates the boost is going to be. So, that's the heads up so far on what we're doing with the Buick. In probably another week or so, I will have my new 274-inch Buick V6 stroker. We'll take a good look at that. I used a lot of very high quality components, a forged, fully counterweighted 4340 crankshaft, Molle H-beam rods, diamond forged 4-inch stroker pistons. It's going to be a monster. Roller rockers, roller lifters, custom push rods, custom GN1, high flow, really awesome breathing heads. This Buick is going to be a monster. And there's another thing. Whenever you build an engine really strong, you want to build everything else strong too. So we're going to take a look at my drive shaft that I have for this Buick. Now here is a chromoly high performance heavy duty drive shaft. And as you can see, if you would like to get a drive shaft like this, you know where to order it. These drive shafts are good for 2,500 horsepower, chromoly. So I figure I'll be pushing 1,000 horsepower. Might as well have a drive shaft that's rated for more than I'm going to do. I also have a heavy duty transmission, stage 2 race transmission that's inside this box. That'll go in the car too. The torque converter is going to be a 3,200 RPM stall 9-inch torque converter. So the stall speed is going to be high, so I'll be able to launch really hard on that giant turbo, which is going to have a little bit more lag than the T66. But seeing that I have the stroker engine, that will compensate for the really big turbo that I have, because that stroker engine will push that turbo fast, so it should spool up around 3,800 RPM. And I will have crazy boost all the way to redline, which will be about 7,800 RPM. So that engine will be easily capable of 8,000 RPM, but I'm going to shift probably around 68 just to keep the RPMs lower. Well, so far Project Buick's coming along. She runs right now, but she will really run in the next few months. Just before race season starts again. Race season will be starting next March or April, and we'll be racing the Buick at the track and show you some videos on that in the future. We might even have some passenger rides in the Buick as well, from in-camera footage, watching the passengers' reactions to rides in my Buick when she gets done. So, hey, thanks for watching us again. If you like us on our YouTube page. Like us on Facebook. Check out our budget boosting website and our budget boosting stickers. Budget boost your car today. And remember, as always, knowledge is power. It's horsepower. So, imagine yourself driving down the highway and all of a sudden you go to hit your brakes and you have nothing. It's not like your regular brake booster where you still have some brakes if you push hard on it. These things, you can push as hard as you got. You can put a couple 100 pounds of pressure on that brake pedal and you will get about maybe 5 or 10% braking, which is nothing. It's kind of like a little bit better than coasting down. That's pretty much the kind of braking you get when these Power Masters fail. So I'm going to show you what I did to my car to bypass the power booster because mine failed.